except
This is
the one
last
who.
episode.
Yes, I did. I did just start recording in the middle of you talking.
I think it's way worse when you're talking to yourself when the intro goes on. I think that's way worse.
Why?
Because you do it every time, and I don't even know if you could catch yourself doing it.
What, talking while
You're like, oh, let me adjust this really quick as the intro is playing, and you're like, I'm just gonna leave it in.
Oh no, I didn't do it this time.
But like the last 5 times you've done, it's like, hold on, let me fix the gain, and the intro's still going on.
Well, what usually happens is that like I'm not used to the fact that Steven Crowder just uploaded a video. Tax plan, insane Bernie. I don't know. That's all I see is something Bernie Sanders related.
Remember the song "Taxman" by the Beatles?
Remember Bernie Sanders?
Remember the Alamo?
That wasn't funny. Goddamn.
No, wait. You ever seen that the Pee Wee's Big Adventure?
No, I haven't.
One of the best gags where like, do you remember? Do you remember anything? I remember the Alamo, and it's just a bunch of cowboys start like throwing their hats and start screaming in joy. I'm like, that's such a good joke.
That's great.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure is a pretty good movie.
Didn't he like get caught masturbating in the theater?
That's my favorite JonTron joke.
No, isn't that real though?
Yeah, that really happened.
Yeah.
It's like he got so sad he jacked his dick off in the theater.
All right.
That happened. He's a weird guy, and his show was on Netflix, I think. Oh no, we got another movie about Pee Wee on Netflix.
Hey, look, guys. Robin Williams died. All right.
He did.
So like anything can happen. Like good things can go bad real good.
Giving good people bad ideas.
Good things can go real bad real good.
Sun Tzu.
That's
That's what he said in his book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. From the mouth of his fan favorite character, Jub Jub.
I just realized that I wrote my quote there down to see, so I can remember it. So maybe I can name it the episode of the podcast. But, oh man, it's long. Good thing go real bad, real good.
Yeah.
It's only funny for me, I guess.
In
Cough. Hey guys, this is the last episode of Podcast. My name is Lewis.
I'm a man. I'm a myth. But I'm not really a legend, though.
Yeah, just like Jesus.
He's a legend?
Sure.
On the rarity scale, what would he be for gear?
Like purple at least.
Like an epic?
Yeah.
Not quite an exotic or legendary, but
no,
he's up there.
No, he's up there though.
Can he shoot rocket launchers?
He's no Jub
from his fingers like a Borderlands shotgun.
He can. He has a shotgun that shoots swords like a Borderlands shotgun. That's a real thing, by the way.
Yeah, it's funnier than it looks.
It's funnier than it is. Yeah, it's fun.
That's a lot of Borderlands ideas. Like it's funnier than it actually is.
No,
like the idea that you throw a gun when it's empty idea.
That's cool. No.
Is kind of a neat idea, but stats wise are useless.
Yeah, no,
which is lame.
No, you know what? I disagree. There's a lot of my favorite weapons in Borderlands 2 are like tier weapons because like so many times where I was like, oh, I'm about to die, throw my gun at them. Oh, they live, or I live, and then they die.
But if I want to have that play style, I'd rather just play like a melee focused character, like Zero.
Whatever, man.
Remember when Zero was in Tales of Borderlands?
Yeah.
And he died in the first episode, and then he came back because of the respawn machine, which is canon in those games.
Yeah.
What are those called again?
They're like chambers.
They're like canon things that you just upload your DNA and just pay money and you come back to life, no problem.
And there's a joke in Borderlands 1 to talk about this might be you're not you anymore. Like they're pretty much talking about how
they do. Yeah, they
do the joke of like
your consciousness is
no longer you. Yeah,
that's why time travel and teleporters will never work.
Yeah, well, time travel exists because of neutrino particles.
Well, we're time traveling right now.
We're currently traveling at the speed of time.
Me and Lewis are vibrating very fast right now. You just can't see it.
Yeah. Well, also there's an audio podcast.
We're vibrating very fast. That's how we're speaking.
We're traveling at the speed of time.
Whoa, dude. Whoa. You mean the speed that we made up?
Yeah.
But the more you think about it, the more your head hurts and the more sad you get.
No.
Anyways.
You know what's fun to think? You know what's a fun thing a fun rabbit hole to put your brain into? Numbers are just as abstract as religion.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, like arithmetic and
the
idea of arithmetic is like a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, that's fun, guys. Yeah. It's useful, but it's useful, but also made up.
Well, this is why people don't like. This is why people don't like math in general.
Yeah, well,
because when you learn how it works, you learn why it exists.
Yeah,
and then things get weird.
Once you learn that there's such thing as an imaginary number, it's all over.
Life is over. When you find that out in high school or middle school, whatever, it's like, oh,
like why
numbers exist, but also don't. What?
Not only do they not, but you're also just making it way harder than it needs to be.
And you also you need those to make certain math equations possible.
Yeah,
you need to make up numbers that don't exist in logic to make things work.
To make theoretical things work just for the most like my favorite kind of math is like circular math.
Nerd.
Yeah, where it's just like yeah. Where it's just like there's no point in it other than it's fun, I guess, if that's what you like. Anyways,
You like
make
the
sure you
part
rate.
where you solve problems like a puzzle.
Hey guys, rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at the Last Episode Podcast, Twitter at Last Episode Pod. Ask us questions, lastcastask.
Did you pause for yourself?
At gmail.com. No, I my brain turned off for a second and then it
You short-circuited?
back on. Yeah, just like Puerto Rico, out of power, but
For a month.
slightly less time than that.
And way scarier.
Wait, me or them? Because
I'll leave it up to the audience to decide. That's up to them, not to me. I don't want to give them their. I don't want to make them give them my opinion. They should think for themselves.
yeah, think for yourselves. Whatever. Remember when Trump threw paper towels at Puerto Ricans? Did you see this?
What the fuck are you talking about? This is a bad SNL skit. What is happening?
No, this is real.
No.
Because obviously.
Is this as dumb as like that guy who threw his shoe at President George W. Bush?
No, way dumber. This is so Trump was like, all right, he went to Puerto Rico or whatever and was like, all right, I'm gonna help people by giving everyone paper towels, and he starts throwing paper towel like rolls of paper towels
Like it's a
into
concert?
the crowd.
What the fuck?
That's my president.
Life is clown shoes.
Life is clown shoes made manifest.
Yeah. Forget Life is Strange. Life is clown shoes.
Yeah, I've never played Life is Strange.
I've played that video game, and I played it.
Is that a video game? Oh, is it Telltale's? No, huh?
It's a point and click game like the Telltale games,
Yeah, but
but
not-
even less puzzles.
Yeah. All I remember
But
is
a more
that
interesting mechanic where it's time travel, where you just go back in time.
we literally just talked for an hour about how time travel is stupid.
No, it is dumb, but
By the way, Titanfall 2 has really cool time travel in the campaign.
oh hell yeah, it does.
yeah.
the
But
best
why
time
didn't anyone
travel-
talk about it?
The best time travel stories are ones where they go, okay, shut up, we're going by our rules.
Yeah, shut up. It's cool.
That's why Futurama's ending is so good.
Yeah. That's why see, I had it in my head and I don't remember what it is. Oh well, it's probably not important. It's probably not even good because I don't like good things. As
Yeah,
we
you
all
don't.
know.
You love Annabelle.
I don't love Annabelle. I say it's a good movie.
That's even worse.
I say it's a
That's worse than going, it's not that good, but I still liked it for some reason.
well. That's
You're saying that implies there was discussion to be had. And
I
I
think-
don't like that.
what. Whatever.
Me no likey.
Whatever, man.
Hey Lewis,
Yeah,
you ever seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
I haven't.
It's got time travel in it.
Is it excellent?
Excellent. John Wick was like, I'm gonna go back in time. I think it's the same actor.
Is John Wick the actor?
Yeah, for Bill. I think he's supposed to be one of the guys in Bill and
Guys,
Ted.
Doom comes out on the Switch on November 10th.
No, it doesn't. You're lying.
Oh,
Fake news.
all right. Bye. All right,
Redacted. We're back. I forgot there was a time travel movie with Godzilla in it. How did I forget about that? No, fuck off. Kaijus
No.
are cool.
What?
Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. It involves time travel.
Godzilla versus
I love that movie. How the fuck did I forget about that? I love that
Godzilla
movie.
versus time itself.
Oh, don't even joke. I'd watch that in a heartbeat.
I bet you would.
I fucking love.
And you're over here yelling at me about Annabelle.
Hey, did you
wanna
ever see Men in Black?
Clock?
You ever see Men in Black 3?
Hell yeah, probably.
How do you feel about that movie?
Is that the new one?
Yeah, the one where they go back in
And
time.
he sees,
Remember?
is that where he sees his dad or whatever?
Yeah, and it's like, oh, my dad. I saw how he died, and now
Yeah.
I feel more alive.
Alonzo liked it.
Remember Men in Black 2 where they had a talking pug who sounded like a weird comic guy?
Remember Men
the
in
fuck-
Black 2 where Jackie Chan was? Oh, no, it's Rush Hour.
Yeah,
Close
what the
en-
fuck?
Close enough.
You racist?
They're all the same. To
You
me.
thought black man and not black man in the movie meant Men in Black or Rush Hour. Only two movies that have that.
it's the only ones.
Man, Rush Hour is a
Hey, White Chicks exist.
That's a very good movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it a good movie?
It's
I haven't seen it since I was
trashy
like
good
9.
like Joe Dirt.
Okay.
Except Joe Dirt is not as funny as it when I was like 10.
Okay.
But White Chicks has Terry Crews.
Yeah. It
High
does.
on E with glow sticks. That's a good old time.
Isn't Peter Dinklage in that movie?
Oh, is he? Holy, she might be.
I think. I
His
think there's
breakout role in the hit comedy classic White Chicks.
There's the ladder for Peter Dinklage. White Chicks straight up to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, after like 20 years of doing shitty roles, like he talked about.
Yeah.
His breakout role was in White Chicks.
Honestly, it might have been a different. What's the colloquially good term for short people? Midgets, dwarf. What's the good one?
Little people?
Is that the good
I
one?
think it's what they
Or
call
did I
it.
say the two bad ones?
Midgets is the bad one.
Is dwarf bad?
I don't know. I think that was debatable.
Okay. Well, they're not. Well, dwarves.
They just say
are-
little people.
Okay. Small boy.
And
How
usually
about that?
vertically challenged, you're just being a snide asshole.
Can I say small boy?
If the person says it's cool, I guess.
All right, so Peter Dinklage, the small boy. I feel like he'd be okay with it. We all know Peter Dinklage would be okay with
He
me
probably
calling him
would be. I don't know about other people.
I don't know any other small boys besides Peter Dinklage.
Wee Man, you fuck.
What's the guy?
Jackass, come on.
No.
He owns Chronic Tacos.
Yeah, what's the guy from? Wasn't there a small boy on the Howard Stern show?
Yeah, me. I was there. You mean a Fry's voice actor? What's his name?
No, not.
That's where I got his start. You know that, right?
What?
It's Billy West.
You didn't get
Howard Stern.
He didn't get a start from there. He got a.
That's how he got known. That's how people knew his face and his voice.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a lot of like those.
Billy West had also a very bad past.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't know about that. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Listen to his interviews on like Nerdist or WTF or something.
He has a very sad path. Such a talented man.
He's one of the most talented voice actors of all time.
Talented actors, just period.
Yeah.
Just the voices he can do.
Yeah.
He's a very, very funny man. I wish his life was happier.
Yeah, that's how a lot of those boys are. So Doom comes out on November 10th.
That game have time travel in it?
No.
Oh.
It depends on. No, it doesn't. There's no time in hell. So
is that a stated fact in the Doom universe that time doesn't move?
I think so.
Because they leave the Doom guy in case. Well, excuse me, the Doom Slayer.
Is that his name?
Yeah, they call him the Doom Slayer.
Hell yeah.
Did you ever read the lore that goes on?
Of course. No.
Yeah, like the Doom. Well, you don't have to because it's there if you give a shit about it, but it's actually kind of interesting. They called the Doom guy the Doom Slayer.
All right.
That's the reason they had to put him away because he's too fucking strong and he's killing too many demons.
Why is he? What's the story about him waking up in the beginning of Doom?
He was too strong and he broke out.
But did they capture him or?
They captured him and then they trapped him away so he wasn't killing any more goddamn demons.
Got it. So are all the Doom games canon?
Doom 3 is not canon.
So Doom.
But Doom 64 is totally canon.
Hell yeah.
Because nobody gives a fuck about Doom 3 because it's not a very good game. It's not a very good Doom game. I'll argue that.
No, yeah, I was about to say Doom 3 is a very good game.
It's an all right game nowadays, but it's a bad Doom game. It also inspired the classic movie starring Dwayne The Rock Maui Johnson. Yeah, future president of the world.
Yeah.
The Doom movie, which he was in, and he was a main star. That movie.
I've never seen that movie.
It's trash.
I know.
It's really bad.
There's a first person scene in it.
That part is kind of cool.
Have you seen?
I've seen that
Hardcore
part.
Henry.
I still have not, shockingly.
Yeah, I still
not seen that movie.
I remember when that movie was coming out. I was like, hell yeah!
Oh, holy shit!
I never watched it.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I have school. I don't have time for this.
Yeah, there's too many things in the
world.
world.
And then it just went away, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that movie.
Yeah,
because the movie felt like that's for the gamers out there.
That's for all you. Hey guys, that's for all you gamers out there who like to jump on
those friendly enemy gamers out there.
Those friendly boys out there.
Oh yeah, since one more thing, a time travel thing.
Huh.
The only really, 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 really good time travel movie that gives a shit about
Back to the Future 3.
Back to the Future 3. I like that movie. It's not great, but I defend that movie. I like it.
I like it more than Back to the Future
the best
1. I think the order is Back to the Future 2, 3, and then 1.
Really?
By the way, they're all great. It's not like
that's weird though, because most people
I know.
People I talk about, they hate the third one.
Yeah, it's usually 2, 1, 3.
I love how wacky the third one is.
No, exactly.
It's a weird setting. I like that movie.
Because I feel like they knew what they were at that point.
Yeah, like we made a third one, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
The best movie if you want to take time travel seriously, and it is a movie that requires a watch and then watching multiple people explain how the fuck it makes sense, or a couple rewatches, is the movie Primer.
I know that. What is this?
It is a low budget time travel movie that has become a little more well known over time.
Yeah,
that is the best time travel movie.
Interesting.
Because it all makes logical sense.
Interesting.
But that also makes it a kind of hard movie to watch.
Yeah.
Because it involves remembering, okay, this person number 3 made this person number 2 not exist. So it's that.
Oh.
But it all makes sense in the movie. They explain it.
All right.
It's good. But man, it made my brain hurt the first time. It's a little complicated.
Interesting.
Because if you ever go that, like, it's like but Back to the Future 1, if blank did whatever, then if you go down that rabbit hole and you think that's kind of interesting just for a thought experiment, that's what Primer is.
Yeah, it's like, what would happen?
But that's the whole movie.
What would happen if brains made the movie?
If we follow the logical steps to go to, but if this, then this, then that's what makes Primer interesting. So if you're a nerd about that kind of shit, or you want to see that done well, if a little bland sometimes, I recommend the movie primer.
Do they talk about neutrino particles at all?
They might have. I don't remember because there's lots of science jargon that goes on.
Okay.
That movie's complicated, and I need to watch it again.
Okay.
Because there's some parts I don't understand.
Let's watch it right now. Pause the podcast.
Yeah, about 2 hour. I think it's like 2 hours. Yeah. And then have our brains explode.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
So Doom comes out November 10th on the Switch.
Yeah. And, way sooner than any of us probably thought.
I was expecting like December.
Because we saw Graham play. Saw video game Graham play.
What?
Graham play.
You just
good Graham fix.
All right. On
the Grum troller.
On the Nintendo Grim.
The Nintendo Gwitch.
Yeah, it's so Nintendo on their official YouTube channel had some boys from id Software who worked on Doom talk about like their process for putting Doom on the Switch. And I've never seen anything like this before where like
not from Nintendo.
Well, not like I'm saying a company like Nintendo, like Sony hasn't done this, Microsoft hasn't. Well, Microsoft does this kind of.
Sony does this a lot on their website.
That doesn't count them.
Like they hey,
no one's gonna go to Sony.com.
Some people do. There's a good community there. I go there just like, hey, they talk to this indie developer. I'm gonna go check that shit out.
Okay. Well, Nintendo has been doing a lot of really cool stuff with their YouTube channel. Like, just live streams.
I want to know who got in there. It's like, hey, Nintendo, we can be modern.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Hey, Nintendo, people like
it when you talk about games.
Yeah, and play those.
There's kind of a lot of people that will spend time just listening to people talk about games.
These are Alonso's shoes. I'm pointing at them.
Did Nintendo talk about that? Did the id Software people talk about, hey, Alonso's shoes were in Lewis's room?
Yeah, we really upped the graphics.
Anyway, Mick Gordon is a musical god.
Yeah. So they talked, like, they had the dev boys talk about how, like, yeah, we shot for 30 frames because we knew that 60 FPS would be impossible.
It'd be
unreasonable. To get some sort of reasonable constant frame. So 30 was our goal. So I was like, stability. Wow, that kind of honesty I've never heard in like a AAA game from a first party dev like Nintendo.
It's spotty. It's spotty when you actually get people talking about like, we knew we couldn't do this, so we compromised. That's not really common.
No, yeah, it's cool. I like it. I wish more.
And if it does happen, it's like more. Not quite off the record, but it's like in a place that isn't as public.
Or it's usually like smaller devs. It's usually like indie devs or
like a third party or something.
Or even like Treyarch in their Zombies team. Like they're the people, they're kind of my go-to for like openness to the community of like how their game works and stuff. And
openness for such a big company.
Yeah. But like again, that's an offshoot of Activision. You know what I mean? It's like Activision and then Treyarch and then one of the teams
own them, and that's kind of it.
Yeah. But this is just Nintendo and then id Software. It's like, wow, that's really cool. And then they talked about what's the guys that are going to be porting it? I
don't know what the team is.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
Is it an in-house team or is it a different company?
It's a different company, and they've ported over. They've been working a lot with the Switch. Mm-hmm. They're like, I think they're doing the Wolfenstein port also, and I think they're doing the Skyrim port. So they're doing all the big ports.
So they're like Bethesda's.
Yeah.
Like kind of hire on team to port their games.
Yeah, I believe so.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All one team. That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm, they understand.
Have they made any games? Or are they just like a port?
I don't. Team? Man, I wish I one day I'll do research. I used to know the name, but they're very familiar with the console. I guess they've been there since like day one, and just like, hey, we want to help you, Nintendo, put things on this. And so Nintendo's like, sure, why not? So, I'm excited. Very soon.
Did you actually played Doom on your PC, right?
Yeah, I still sometimes play.
Did you beat it all the way?
No.
Are you just gonna wait just to actually go through all of it again on the Switch?
Yeah. What happened was
because how far did you get? Because Doom is like not a super short game.
Yeah, no, that's like I got the game not with money on my PC.
Did you beat the first area? At
no,
least?
yeah. So what happened was I got the game not with money to see how it run because demos don't exist, and it ran great. And then I played like the first like 2 levels or whatever, and then or for 2 or 3, like longer than I probably should have.
Yeah. You're like, oh wait, this game's good.
Yeah, exactly. And then I deleted it because I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for this to go on sale and then buy it. And so it was on sale for like $15.
Yeah, it always goes on sale now.
And so I got it. And so now I think where I left off when I was playing it before.
That's why I'm interested because of all people, you're willing to essentially downgrade to have it be portable.
Oh yeah. A lot of people, I think I'm hearing a lot of people.
But for a shooter, that's something I've never heard from a lot of customers, really.
No, well, we haven't had a shooter. We haven't had this scenario where a shooter...
Like a big AAA shooter.
A big AAA shooter with high-intensity graphics and frame rate being downgraded and people being willing to do that.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how many people will double dip.
I think a lot. I'm telling you,
because the audience for the Switch, the people who managed to grab one anyways, they're pretty varied, actually.
Oh, yeah.
it's a lot of the people are more people like us who are way more into games, but there's a decent amount of people
there's a lot of casuals
who are slightly less casual, but not as casual as
FIFA and NBA 2K are on this thing.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Is Madden coming to the Switch? If Madden comes to the Switch, it's over.
I know. Remember the FIFA problem of having the SD card to make it run, or
that was the NBA
NBA
thing. Yeah, if you guys don't know, so NBA 2K, whatever number 1872. What year is it? 27. So 2K18.
Yeah. Which has horrible microtransactions in it.
Yeah, whatever.
Which is terrible.
Yeah. So for the Switch, the download is like 20 gigs,
which is a lot.
But for the Switch. So some knowledge of how the Switch works. So the game cartridges, like Nintendo will send you either a 16 gig cartridge or a 32 gig cartridge. I'm talking about like the actual game card. Like when you buy Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, that's on a 32 gig card. Like that cartridge has 32 gigs on it. And so some games can either come either be 16 or 32. It's way cheaper to do 16 than 32, like by a lot. But with 32, you get more space. And so what NBA 2K decided to do was, okay, even though our game's like 20 gigs, we're only going to get the 16 gig card. So that's why you have to have an SD card, because the rest of it you have to download, and it needs to run an SD card for some reason. I don't know. But all I know but I know that much. Like that's as much as I know about like Doom. If you guys don't know Doom, so on the Switch, it's single player. You're gonna get single player and multiplayer, but the multiplayer is a separate download because they chose a 16 gig card.
Yeah.
So the single player is all on the one card, but the multiplayer you're gonna have to download, and that's gonna be like 4 or 5 gigs. So and I don't think you need an SD card. They haven't confirmed it,
but they would have by now because it comes out in 3 weeks from this recording. Like that's pretty soon.
16th,
like about a little less than a month.
Yeah, like
what's today? Like a little less than a month.
Yeah.
So if that feature would have been essential, like to know about, they probably would have reported on it by now.
Yeah, we knew about it like when NBA 2K was coming out,
like a month and a half.
Yeah,
before.
we knew it around like by this time. So
although the publisher didn't make it public, news stories going, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Yeah,
a bigger story.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be depending on how, because Doom is for sure coming out, obviously, and Wolfenstein's coming out as well.
And Skyrim.
These 2 games will determine
Skyrim.
But we don't have a release. Release date for Skyrim is like
there's a release date.
Vague winter.
No, there's a release date. It's on the eShop.
Oh, it's on the eShop already, like a pre-order.
Yeah. It's there. That's how we know it's $60.
These trio of Bethesda mature games will kind of show other developers, whether big or small, how well mature-rated games sell on the Nintendo console. Because Nintendo for a long time, even still, has the family-friendly. That's their thing. That's their marketing.
They're like the average layman gamer person.
Not even gamer, just culture. They understand Nintendo. Nintendo's gamer, for everybody.
Most people who play video games, like the Call of Duty, Madden players, they see a Nintendo console and they think that's for kids.
It's for babies.
Yeah, that's like
which slowly for like some of the more people who actually play games, whether casual or not, they kind of get that's not all they offer.
Yeah, no.
But the general audience, and Nintendo still plays up to it, the fact that we are all inclusive, and they still make games that will support, like the fact that Kirby gets a game every goddamn year, or sometimes 2, is proof enough about that statement.
I'm so excited for the new Kirby.
Kirby's a series that's like gone under the radar for a lot of people, but they've never made a bad Kirby game.
Have you looked at
arguably the mirror one where you have to like use your stylus to draw the path? I didn't like that one that much.
Oh, okay.
But Kirby games are pretty great.
Yeah. I'm excited.
These games, I wonder, will they do well enough to let other people know you can put these mature games on here?
Not only mature, I think it's more than mature. Because I think it's more of
demographic of like, will this demographic on this console buy our games here?
Yeah.
Because think about it, third parties. Will they bother porting to Switch when it's like, well, the demographic that exists there that we're trying to sell to, they don't buy them on the Switches, so why bother developing it for that?
I also remember L.A. Noire is also coming out.
L.A. Noire as well.
But
that feels like a lower profile release for some reason.
It's a lower profile, but it's Rockstar.
It is
and
Rockstar.
That's what makes it a big deal, because Rockstar doesn't put their games out there.
They didn't port their Dart game from the PS2 on the Switch. They ported a more well-known game.
Yeah. And a more well-known game. They're testing out the waters, right?
Yeah, people want to see, because it's still hasn't even been a year since the Switch has been released.
Yeah, and for a company like Rockstar to do that, which we all know how annoying Rockstar is for, not Red Dead 2 on freaking the PC and whatever. Not talking and just being slow with their stuff.
They're like Valve, but a little more frustrating.
Yeah, a little more frustrating because no, that was way more frustrating to me.
No, because
a solely
with
PC
Valve,
player,
okay, on the average, Valve is more unreliable with that stuff.
Yeah.
But there are way more cracks to slip into, like, guys, I need help, and you will get answers sometimes.
Yeah.
Rockstar's just kind of, we made game, we're going away for 5 years. See you later.
Yeah.
And it's kind of frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I still fear for that multiplayer in Red Dead 2. Or if Red Dead 2 will somehow, by a miracle, end up on Switch and PC later down the line.
It might.
Because who knows?
I can see it coming out on PC first, or way easier than I can see it coming out on Switch.
I wonder if could they even like magically make it work on the Switch.
This is where my point of like, I don't think it's more of the mature rating thing that's interesting about these games on the Switch. I think what's interesting more is that like the scope of the game.
Well, that's the thing. Back in the day, Nintendo didn't encourage these games to come to the Switch.
Or
now
Nintendo
it's changed.
Games.
Nintendo in general never encouraged or even celebrated and putting more mature games on their consoles.
Mm-hmm. No. Well, that's not necessarily true.
Yes. This is hearing from other, because I've read developer interviews. They don't encourage these kinds of games.
Okay.
Because they'll tell you they don't sell well. Like they might not go well with our image, so they might not. They never encourage them ever in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Games would come out like, oh, we need exclusive. It happens to be mature, like RE4, even though that was not a real exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
But they would still get made, but they were never really pushing to have those games on there. If it was just a mature game was on a Nintendo console, it just happened to be there.
No one thought.
But Nintendo
I want to get this game, and then got the console, and then got a Nintendo console because of that game.
From what was it? It was a statement from the guy. You ever heard of the Galgun games?
Galaga?
Galgun.
No.
Well, there's a statement from that dev because those are kind of mature fan servicey shooter games.
Okay.
And they got a statement from him where he just said, "I thought because the sequel." Because it's going to come out on the Switch, which is a weird pull. He stated, the surprise of the pitch was welcomed by Nintendo, and his quote was, "I thought it wouldn't be possible to release such a game for the Switch. But surprisingly, Nintendo gave me positive feedback." And Galgun, if people want to Google it.
Wait, I know about I did hear about this.
Galgun's a game where you shoot girls with pheromones to give them happy times, and you rub them certain places to make your score.
Yeah.
It's a weird fan service Japanese game.
The
sequel is coming out, and Nintendo said, "No, this can be on the Switch."
When people who don't play JRPGs who like look at the Japanese games, this is the game that they think of,
and that sucks because the Galgun's kind of legit. It's kind of stupid, and it knows it, like the Sengen Kagura games or that kind of bullshit.
But you know what I mean, right? Where people are like, "Oh, Japanese games are just those weird like."
We still get games. That. It still gets that bullshit. Like a Japanese thing.
No, I know.
Gotta be weird.
Like,
and believe me, Japanese things, even the ones that are like more Western, are still pretty fucking weird.
Yeah.
But the fact that they let a game like that and said, "No, this is a good idea," is way not the Nintendo that I know.
Dude,
not even a little.
If we can get some rad Vita style JRPG
give us Dead or Alive
games,
Extreme Volleyball 4 Switch exclusive.
Hell yeah! If we can get some weird JRPGs like the Vita did,
well, we're getting Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That's the big heavy hitter.
No, that's a big one. But I'm saying like
also that weird like fake 2D game.
Oh, the 2.5
Project whatever. Also, that game actually is very mature as well with the writing. It's dark.
Yeah,
it's a very dark. I played it. It's pretty. I like it actually a lot.
I haven't played it.
It's free, so if you want to try it,
I know I should.
It's like it's two like kind of first chapters of a character.
Okay.
One of the characters in the game, the dancer, is a harlot, and they say mean things to her in the game. And then when Nintendo, you put this advertisement for this kind of game on your direct, that's different.
Yeah.
Like the most we got from that was like when they showed, "Hey, Bayo 2, Wii U only."
Yeah, it feels like
we haven't gotten positive, like, "No, make your weird mature games on here. We'll let you do it.
Yeah.
We'll encourage you." That's not Nintendo that I know.
No.
And that's a good thing.
No, this is all a good thing. This is a good Nintendo episode.
But I want the numbers to prove Nintendo right on taking this risk.
See, that's the thing. We're still too early into the Switch's life cycle.
Not even half a year.
Yeah. To figure out, I think we're actually getting to 6 months, right?
We're about to be there.
Yeah. Right? But it's still way too early to figure out, okay, are they it sounds like it's going to be good, but we're still in the Wii U territory of, it sounds good.
Yeah. like the console is doing fantastic.
No, yeah, for sure.
The real
thing
is
going to do better than the Wii U for sure.
Oh, not even yet. But we need to know how well the software will do.
Exactly.
That is not Nintendo.
Because that's what killed the Wii U.
Yes, and even the Nintendo games, they sold decently on
the Wii U.
the
hardware killed the Wii U too because it's weird.
As well, but yeah. Software sales keep consoles alive.
It's way more important.
That's why the Vita was zombied for 5 years because software sold so goddamn well.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because all those weird JRPGs.
Your average Vita person to Vita about 20 games a year.
Yeah,
weird shit like that.
If those types of weird JRPG games that no one knows comes out to the Switch,
it'll only help.
It'll only help because there's a huge market for it.
And they're going to be porting more JRPGs or making more for them, which is what I want more than anything in the world.
I don't play, like, I'm not a fan of those types of games. Like, they're not my thing. I think they're weird, but whatever. Like, I just, there's a cultural disconnect for me.
Xenoblade 2 is not for me, but I wish it was.
Yeah.
God, I wish it was.
And, but I have so many friends that love these games, and if more games is only good.
The only JRPG that I'm looking forward to that, dear God, I hope it doesn't get canceled, is the SMT game they're making.
Yeah.
All they said was they showed us a trailer for just some of the demons in, well, if you play Persona, the Personas in Shadow, in like a post-apocalyptic like parking garage setting. That's just like Dead Tokyo. There's a SMT Switch. I'm like, what is that gonna be?
Yeah.
Because I'm really scared it's gonna be like when, oh God, it feels so weird. Because that game...
It's
that
SMT Arena.
No, fuck you. No,
it could be.
Like the SMT Fire Emblem thing that was rumored years ago just ended up becoming the game that's coming out very soon called Fire Emblem Warriors.
Ah, yes.
And I could not be more lukewarm on that because fuck, that cast is terrible.
Jeez.
Because it's mainly the new Fire Emblem people. Oh, and Tiki's here too, I guess, whatever, because we remember her. But that fizzled out into its own weird thing. I hope whatever this new SMT game for the Switch only is, which is also another reason I bought the goddamn Switch, because a console SMT game hasn't been a thing for like almost a decade.
Since like the PS2?
Since like 2008, like 7, I think.
Yeah.
All the SMT games have been coming out, oddly enough, like on Nintendo consoles only, but on the DS, 3DS. Those games are all pretty good. One of them's getting remade actually really soon. But getting a new console game, like a big console JRPG, for a niche series that's been getting bigger over time on the Switch, is just a good thing, but I want more info on it. Because they showed that off at that Switch presentation before the Switch came out. Still nothing on it.
Nope.
Only big JRPG that's coming out is Xenoblade 2.
Which is soon, right?
I think it's like November.
Yeah.
Like a holiday season for sure.
See, okay, so...
And I don't give a damn about Xenoblade, unfortunately.
So one thing to talk about before we move on to IGN's Humble Grumble is... So Mario Odyssey comes out the 27th, and then
Mario Real
comes out 27th, and then 2 weeks later, Doom comes out.
Yeah.
Think about this. Think about this in 2017 on a Nintendo console.
On the same console.
Yeah. A first party, like a legit Mario 3D platformer, and then a legit Doom.
Yeah.
A legit for FPS games. Like what? Mature, gory game. Like
it's weird.
It's so weird. And I'm just as excited for both games.
Yeah.
I'm just as excited for both.
I'm way more excited for Mario Odyssey because I already played Doom once.
Yeah, well, I didn't beat it, so.
Oh yeah, because you didn't get to the really, really good parts.
Yeah, and
there's much for you to see, my friend.
No, for sure. I'm excited.
That's why I'm excited to hear what you feel about when you play it.
Yeah. I love the game. I love Doom.
How it looks and how it, because
it's fun.
I don't know, because speaking of Doom, just like a quick 1-second tangent, I forgot Mick Gordon, the composer for that game, who did a very good job on that soundtrack.
He's kind of a god for it.
I forgot he also did the very excellent soundtrack for Killer Instinct, the remake of that series on Xbox One, and now, thank God, on Steam, because it's locked on PC. If you want to play it on PC, only the Microsoft Store, but then recently it's on PC, which is great. That means I can play it sometime in my lifetime. He did the music for that. And they do that cool thing where it's dynamic music, where the music changes depending on what's going on in the match. But then over time, because that game was updated like in seasons, like a MOBA is whatever. And in the second season, they introduced a character called Spinal, who is a skeleton man.
Who only plays Spinal Tap music.
I wish, but I guess I couldn't afford that. But instead, they wrote him like, I think it's what are Vikings again? Where are they from? What country?
Nordic?
Yeah, so they got like a Nordish choir to sing a chanting song about the skeleton god for war.
Okay.
And they there's a xylophone part in it for the chorus of them chanting skin
What?
in the most angry voice ever.
Okay.
And the bones they're playing are just human bones as an instrument.
What the hell?
They need to do that. It's like, it'll be cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Because fuck it. It'll sound cooler this way. And guess what? It did.
Cool.
And Mick Gordon, people know that you're good. I hope he gets hired to do more games.
Yeah.
Man, the 2 games that I've heard him on so far are fantastic.
All right, let's talk about a horrible thing. Possibly. A possibly horrible thing.
We'll bring up the story.
Okay. Yeah, you bring it up.
Okay, so I have the story pulled up on Gama Sutra.
Okay.
Humble Bundle has been acquired by the media giant IGN. This is very recent news, actually.
I talk about Humble Bundle all the time because it's one of my favorite companies.
It's like one of the most consumer-friendly things that exist right now.
if you guys don't know, Humble Bundles, they have a store too.
They have way more things.
Well, yeah, they also have like a store like CD Keys and Greenback Gaming,
which is like DRM free, and it's
DRM free, just codes for sometimes on sale, usually full price, but whatever. But their main
they sell like books and other stuff too.
Yeah, but their main thing is their Humble Bundle, and so what it is it's a tiered system. So pay $1. Pay whatever you want. Pay $1 or more, and you'll get their first tier. It's like 3 games, usually pretty good games. Second tier, pay like $5. It's usually your beat the average, so what most people spend, and it's 3 more games or so, and it's usually slightly better games. And then their $12 plus tier, which is 1 or 2 really good games.
Yeah.
And it adds. So if you get to 12, you get everything before. But okay, which exists like Bundle Stars and other websites exist, like do the same thing. But what makes Humble Bundle really cool for me is that at the end when you're paying, they have a slider system where you can choose how much money goes to the developer of the game, how much money goes to Humble Bundle themselves, and the best part is how much money goes to a charity of your choice, any charity,
which is what they got famous for.
Yeah, exactly. It's super, super awesome.
Yeah. So, and that's the really interesting thing about this, because due to this deal, Humble as a company is the reason this is going to work. Well, IGN, they're doing this is because it expands their business. That allows them to publish their own games, like as a publisher, like a Deep Silver or whatever.
Okay.
And to pay devs to make games for their monthly game club. Like you can pay like for their monthly thing.
Yeah.
Now they can pay devs to make games to be exclusive for that subscription service.
Only for
their subscription service every month.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that.
And to also probably expand their storefront even more.
Yeah. See,
but the thing is with this, both of the CEOs, they stated the reason they don't want to change their business. The direct quote from the co-founder John. Oh no, it's from the IGN executive VIP. His quote is, "If it's not broken, don't fix it."
Oh, thank God.
Who explained that IGN started looking to make a deal like this nearly over a year ago.
Okay.
The idea is just to feed them with resources. They need to keep doing what they're doing. We want to stick to the fundamentals in the short term. Short term, that's the thing that worries me. We don't want to disrupt anything we're doing right already. Because of the shared vision and overlap of our customer bases, there's going to be a lot of opportunities, is his quote.
Okay.
That's the weird thing with this that I kind of felt, I observed even with myself. The opinion on IGN for a lot of people is somewhat negative.
Oh, yeah.
But not like, unless you're some turbo nerd who doesn't do a lot of things that are interesting. It's not like vitriolic.
No, I don't hate them. I just
just a general like I don't enjoy dislike. IGN.
Yeah,
and that really, the more I think about it, I can't quite tell if the main source of all this kind of just not quite hatred, but just dislike or dismissal of IGN, because I do the same thing, is their reviews. It's their reviews and how they're done and how they're scored.
That's one thing.
Is that enough to make people as worried as they are about this acquisition? Because IGN is really, other than that, I don't think they're known for doing anything
else
that is bad as like when EA bought a bunch of companies and just killed them.
Yeah.
Because like EA has like a list of victims.
Yeah.
That's a well-known thing.
They have a kill list, yeah.
Arguably you could put Bethesda into that because when they acquired them. But other than that, IGN, I can't think of anything like that they've done as a company, keyword, that has been terrible.
I don't know. You're right.
Like the most I can think of is that, which this is more of a side thing that doesn't really quite relate, is that people don't like the fact that they roll ads for games they review.
Yeah.
But that's like a whole different discussion.
Yeah.
I know there's like too. That's not just IGN. Like the one thing that I can give them shit for is it's not really their fault, just their popularity and just the shitty way games are reviewed, because that's a problem in of itself.
Yeah.
Is that they are the ones, whether knowingly or not, we won't ever know this because the industry is very secretive when it wants to be. They're the ones who popularize the 7 out of 10 for games.
Yeah.
That is them. They made, at least in my opinion, they made numbers, at least in that sliding scale, worth nothing for games.
Yeah, it's just another thing that you can put on the front of your game box to say like this game was reviewed by whatever company.
Yeah,
and it's good for IGN because it promotes IGN.
And so for marketing for games.
Yeah, it's marketing for both.
It's also arguably, I disagree, but people argue it's good for consumers who don't have enough time to read a whole synopsis. They just want to know, is this game worth my time or not?
Yeah,
which that's a fair argument.
It's a fair argument, but that score for the way it's done on IGN is
like they give Mass Effect Andromeda a 7.6.
Yeah, I like
which people would argue against or not, but that was their opinion.
I like Metacritic way more.
Well, Metacritic isn't the critics; it's just a collection of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
things.
And even people dislike that. I like that more than IGN.
It's I can't say I like it. It's just a website that collects numbers.
Yeah,
I can't have an opinion on it.
Okay.
I have one negative opinion.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I'd rather go to that for a
You'd rather
number
aggregate scores and read a review.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I want to understand.
IGN's weird, subjective, arbitrary, always 8 out of 10. That's frustrating.
Like I'd rather, if we're going to do numbers, which me and you could argue for and against numbers for hours.
You're not a fan of numbers. I like numbers, but whatever.
I'm not a fan of numbers.
Yeah, but whatever.
But if I could pick numbers, it'd be out of 5. Because the way games are reviewed, and even movies, if they're reviewed out of 10, it's 10, 7 is, it was okay, still watch it.
Yeah.
And then below that is trash to people, how they perceive it.
Yeah.
And 8 out of 10 is like, God, it's the masterpiece.
Yeah,
is no.
That's what a lot of. That's not my. I think you guys know my thing is like.
But that is what those numbers have become over time, because just information has gotten faster. As a result, people have less time to do things they want.
Yes.
Like even like the idea of reviews even being needed anymore is still a subject for debate right now. Like I'll cite because Jeff Gerstmann, Giant Bomb, guy who started the website because of his review and sponsors getting him fired from his job at GameSpot. They still do reviews on their website. They were actually kind of ahead of the curve of like YouTube and Twitch and shit. And when you look at GameSpot, they are personality driven first for games. Like they're big things like we'll play a game for a half hour or an hour. It's just we're playing the game.
Well, that's why I like game ranks. Do you like game ranks?
They're fine.
I like
Giant Bomb.
Giant
Bomb is like the people that I like that I trust.
Okay, I like Jake Baldino.
I'm pretty sure you've noticed you and a lot of people, younger and older, take a lot of their opinions on games or what they want to look at from people they trust as personalities first. People buy games.
You know what? Okay,
depending on the people that they enjoy and trusting their opinions.
Well, here's why.
Way more than reviewers than it used to be.
Well, here's why. I think I agree with you, but here's why I agree with you is I will watch a YouTuber if I like I'll trust them more and I like their personality more, usually because we share the same interests in types of video games.
Exactly. Because you know these people because they're similar to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can do that with a reviewer, but most people nowadays, they don't really want to engage in that kind of thing
that's
anymore.
That's good for the individual consumer who wants to figure out if they want to buy X game or not.
A lot of people I know it's like, I watched the video on it, I'm going to buy the game.
Yeah, but for the general market, that's not necessarily. I watch a million videos before I buy anything.
Yeah,
but
people do research.
Yeah, most people don't. Because most people they look at IGN or they look at one number and they think, okay, it's good, fine, I'll get it.
That's how they buy their games.
If they even do this, most of the time they just say, I know that name.
Yeah. Which that's just consumers work.
Yeah,
that's why sequels exist.
Exactly,
for everything. Yeah, not just games.
That's a very, very large reason why.
Because humans are creatures of habit. We like familiar things.
I know what Call of Duty is gonna be, so
it's comfy.
Yeah,
we find comfort in things that are familiar.
Exactly.
So in that case, we need a review score.
Back to IGN buying Humble Bundle. That thing of for now or whatever they said.
Yeah, they said like what was
we're not going to change anything now.
In the what's it called?
Yeah.
We want to stick to the fundamentals in the short term.
In the short term. There you go. That's what it said. Yeah. That's not comforting for me because
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. That could easily just be slip of the tongue.
That is a part that worries me.
Yeah. I don't know
because they already explained what they want to expand using their new funds because they're being bought by a bigger company. They have more resources to use, which is only a good thing for them.
Well, it's a good thing but I don't think I like the idea of games exclusive to Humble's monthly service.
That's a little weird.
Because I don't like the way Humble's monthly service is. I don't like not knowing what game I'm like. That's the thing. Like
you don't like your monthly service thing.
Well, what it is because it's not even that. I don't like monthly service
because of the mystery.
It depends on what I'm getting, but. What I don't like about the monthly service for Humble is that you don't know what game you're going to get.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like even like from the outside looking in, you have no idea what game you're going to get until you buy it.
You're trusting them to aggregate correctly.
Yeah. Which is kind of frustrating because you could get a really bad game. Well, I assume
with the games that they make for Humble bundles.
And that's kind of all you get. And some discounts here and now for the store. But like that's pretty much all you get is just a game.
For the Humble bundle, I assume the game that they're going to be making exclusive only for that monthly thing. I want to know more about that in the future. But what I assume it'll be, because the way games are you can't just have a game. Games are not albums where they can just pop out of the blue and do well.
Yeah, no.
They have to have lead up to have people give a fuck about them. Yeah. There is no game series that is like a Beyonce can release an album out of the blue and it sells gangbusters.
I'm trying to think.
That's bad because games are so expensive.
Yeah.
Big or small, games are expensive.
No, yeah, for sure.
Shovel Knight, one of the biggest indie games of the past couple of years, was like $250,000 to make.
And this is why how
games are expensive.
When did Shovel Knight come out?
2015?
Yeah, and that's why they're still trying to do content.
They're not done.
Because they're trying to like
game funding is complicated, and that's why I like the fact that they're going to let being publishing games because letting an independent company, I guess they're going to be so independent in that sense of publishing games is a good thing only.
What, from Humble?
Because that means that allows more independent companies and people to get funding for their games to let them be made.
Yeah.
That's only a good thing.
Yeah.
Which is how
more money into the video game market is always a good thing.
For small developers, that's the only good thing. I just want more details and time.
Yeah. I need to know some sort of...
Because they are required, as of speaking, they are owned by IGN, the company right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So for now, like the website, nothing has changed on it.
As long as
the services that are there don't change.
Yeah, as long as that Humble thing is still there and the 3-tier system.
What I hope they don't add is we talked about the slider. Hope they don't add a fourth one that goes to IGN.
Yeah, exactly. Or take one away to replace it with IGN.
That's crazy. That wouldn't happen.
I'm not. But it's a possibility. Companies can do something.
It's unlikely,
like that.
But that's my worst case scenario for this.
Yeah, that's worst case scenario. Second is
because we are like kind of not even sponsored. We're not sponsored by them at all. We talk about them like we are because we love their service so much and what they've done for games in general.
Exactly.
And charities.
Yeah,
like over $10 million for charities. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But
I get so many games from Humble.
I'm tentatively positive about this announcement.
Okay.
For the most part, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I am a little cautious only because of the short-term wording.
Is optimistically skeptical a phrase? Can I be that?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to be realistic about this.
Yeah, for sure.
For now, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. Just the gut reaction for me was like, why did so many people act so negative? It's just a company who is big and I don't know. It was weird to me. That's what I want to talk about. But
okay.
We can move on from that story.
Let's talk about Stairwares.
Stairwares to Heaven.
Okay, guys. There's a new Star Wars trailer out.
If you've been on the internet, which if you're listening to the podcast, that's not true. You've probably heard that this exists and is out.
Yeah, it's been like 3 days, guys. That's like 7 years. And
for internet time for Star Wars, that's like a lifetime. Yeah. That's like a month.
Yeah, pretty much. I showed my mom. All right. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And she just got married. You know what I mean?
Only because the Star Wars trailer came out.
Only.
She said unless it comes out, it's over.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like even with all the hectic stuff that's happening with marriage,
at the ceremony, you're like, wait, stop this wedding, and you pulled out your phone and everyone ran to the altar.
Yeah, and everyone was okay with it.
And I was like, it's like, oh man, that little alien creature's so cute. We'll buy 10 plushies of him.
Porg.
It's
called a Porg. But
I like the name way better than the creature design.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Porg is an amazing name.
It's a great name. I'm way more excited for those ice foxes.
But let's go back to the beginning. Let's start from ground zero.
Okay.
You on your Snapchat, buddy boy.
Yeah, guys.
You spent your personal time.
I did.
As a Star Wars nut.
Yeah.
You nutted and broke down the trailer for everybody.
Yeah.
So the people who were not there, and me.
Yeah.
What did you talk about with this trailer?
Well, first of all, if you guys want to see more stuff like that, add me on Snapchat. Awesome MGY. It's one word. Awesome McGee.
Or other shit that isn't Star Wars. Those things that are not that.
Yeah. Other things like I stare at my ceiling and talk about politics. If you guys about that, you probably don't. Anyways, I'm not selling myself very well.
So you're really bad at this. Whatever. Your brand is bad, but move on.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I did like a 15-minute breakdown of the trailer, which is a lot for Snapchat.
It was a pretty long trailer.
It was like 3 minute trailer or something. Yeah, a lot to unpack. And so the way I look at this trailer is it's a misdirection. I think most people are. I think the average person watching this trailer is thinking like, oh, so Rey is gonna turn bad and join Kylo Ren and Luke is gonna whatever.
No. We're following the original trilogy's thing.
Yeah, but I think it's
of the temptation of the dark side.
Yeah, but it's smart. I think the series is smarter than that. I think what's happening is
you think they're gonna subvert that hero's journey
formula? I think instead of turning Rey bad, I think they're turning Kylo good.
That's what a lot of people thought in the first movie, and I thought that'd be interesting. But I don't think I'll care enough about that character by the third movie.
I don't know.
That's my problem with it.
you didn't care about him. Like no one cares about him in the first movie, really.
I liked him as like an interesting take as a villain because he's an immature villain,
an immature child
with too much power.
Yeah,
that was an interesting take for Star Wars.
Yeah, very interesting.
But other than that, as a human being character,
there's not a lot there.
There's not a lot to relate to because that's on purpose. Which is kind of a narrative marketing problem.
So here's where I'm going to enter theory territory
which is all we really can do.
Because all we can do for all we get, but. My theory is that in this movie we're going to get some.
Yoda's back, baby.
Yeah,
he's Porgy.
He is Porg. Yoda is Porg.
Yoda is Porg. That's why the ears are so long. God, if I'm right, you have the right to shoot me.
Yeah, all right.
That I made that happen with my words.
So my theory pretty much is we're going to get some sort of. I don't think flashback because Star Wars has never done flashbacks, but we'll probably get some sort of like vision or something. Luke's Luke's gonna show Rey a vision.
Which I don't know about you. I was a big fan of that vision sequence, the way it was shot.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It was really out there for Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was kind of awesome.
That's what I like about this trilogy so far anyways, or this new era of Star Wars, that they're different.
I want them to get more different as the trilogy goes along.
Yeah, well, that's what they've been saying. J.J. Abrams has said this trilogy is going to be dark and nothing like Star Wars.
Because I love the way the first of this trilogy started, and then it became safer as it went on, which that was fine. First movie, you kind of had to, because we're bringing back this pop culture titan.
Yeah, it's
back
in
the mainstream.
It's not easy.
You got to make people like who give a shit about Star Wars since the prequels care. I get it.
I can't. You almost can't judge Episode 7 too harshly. Almost.
Well, there are things you should judge harshly. Things that like you kind of have to make.
Yeah.
Not excuse. But you understand. But you'll understand why they're there. Doesn't mean they're good. Doesn't mean they're justified. But you understand why they're there.
Yeah, exactly.
And going back to this trailer.
So I think we're going to get some sort of flashback scene or whatever, vision scene.
Because they showed that's the same shot of Luke at the burning village again with the arm.
So we're going to see that. We're going to see Kylo killing all the other younglings.
Yeah, killed them. Even the children. Sand is coarse.
Yeah.
By the way, just one thing about the trailer, man. Mark Hamill, I love you so much.
Oh, but you're old.
Oh, but I was like, man, look at him. He looks so sad and old.
Yeah. It made me Even though he's not, he's a very happy man.
He's very happy. I saw him at a con thing yesterday.
Happy. He loves where he's at in life. But
like we talk about like, old people dying and me being sad. Mark Hamill dying will ruin my life.
Oh yeah, that'll be
that's gonna suck really hard.
Yeah. That'll suck really hard. Just finish. We gotta finish these movies.
I don't know if they have the time.
We got 2 years.
So, dude, someone died in the making of this movie. Carrie Fisher died in the making of this movie.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we're gonna get a flashback scene with Kylo killing all the younglings and Luke pretty much realizing, hey, this is hard.
Yeah.
I don't want no one should have this power.
This power is too much to handle.
And I don't think they're gonna go in depth on what a gray Jedi is, but I think that's what Luke's gonna be. I don't think we're ever going to hear the term
gray Jedi.
But I think if you know the lore of Star Wars, Luke's a gray Jedi at this point, right? Like he even in Episode 6 he had the Force choke, and he has dark stuff, and he has the dark side in him.
Because he tasted that dark side, and was like, oh, it's kind of tasty.
It's real tasty, but he realizes the good and the bad, and sometimes it's good and whatever.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to do it anymore. And Rey comes being all overly powerful, and like he says, like I've seen this before. I wasn't scared then, but I'm scared now. Yeah. So what's gonna happen is Rey's gonna train with Luke for a little bit,
like for 10 minutes in the opening.
No, I think she's gonna be there. I think she's gonna be there for like
half the movie.
Like half the movie.
Okay.
Because I think there's a lot of. I think we're gonna get most of the movie of stuff we haven't seen yet. Like I think we're gonna see a lot of Poe Dameron stuff. I think we're gonna see a lot of Finn stuff. I think we're gonna, because if you guys don't know, Poe Dameron, the pilot
who was dead for most of the first movie.
Yeah, he was dead for most of the first movie. He's the greatest pilot in the galaxy, and the reason for this is because he's actually a Force user. I don't know if you guys know this. This is canon in the comic book.
See, that's my problem with this.
Yeah, I know, it's stupid. That's why I'm thinking in this movie, I think they're gonna explain it.
They better give him screen time because man, I didn't give a shit when he was like, oh, he came back. I was like, oh, he came back.
Yeah.
I'm not invested in
the
you.
The first time I watched Force Awakens, remember that scene where he comes back and Finn yells up in the air saying, "Woo!"
I went, "Who is that?"
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I was like, okay.
I forgot.
Yeah, me too.
Because I'm like, oh, I like Rey. I like Finn. Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, right, you're that.
You're the other important guy.
I guess
the third
you're
guy.
Cool because he was happy to see you.
Yeah, whatever.
That was like a weak moment.
Yeah, totally. So anyways, I think so when Poe was being raised, there was they planted a forest tree in his front yard. I don't know the specific. I haven't read the comic, but I don't know the specifics.
You read the wiki?
Yeah, I've seen the videos.
Not a diss, but I'm like, you got other people telling you what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Which that's justifiable.
It's hard.
Not everyone wants to read those comics and those books.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're not good. I have no idea. They're made by Marvel.
That doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. So I don't know.
That means nothing, especially now.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, I don't know. So I guess for some reason, if there's a forest tree in your front yard when you're a child, you get force powers somehow. And so Poe Dameron is as the Force. And
so it's kind of like, am I remembering wrong? But it wasn't in Rogue One. They did like the show us if you have the Force test.
Oh, the Kyber crystal thing, or
isn't there like some kind of Force test they did in Rogue One? Or am I remembering completely wrong?
I think you're remembering it wrong. I know that the Asian dude, the blind dude, was part of this separate Jedi faction.
Which was the coolest part of the movie that didn't show up.
That they worship Kyber crystals.
And it made me very sad.
Yeah. Which, by the way...
I didn't know about that crystal shit until you told me. I was like, wow, that's way cooler than I thought.
Oh, yeah. The Kyber crystals are awesome.
And I didn't know none of that shit.
Yeah. Which they didn't explain in the first movie, and hopefully they explain in this one, or one of them, that freaking the reason...
is cracked.
Yeah. Kylo Ren's Kyber crystal in his lightsaber is cracked. That's why his lightsaber has to have the vent.
Yeah.
That's what those are. That's vent. That's ventilation. Because it's over, just like him. It makes sense. It makes sense for personality.
It's like poetry. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah, exactly. And now that he has a scar on his face, and it's obvious poetry, but whatever. It's cool. It's cool. It's smart for Star Wars.
Smart as it needs to be.
As smart as Star Wars needs to be.
We're not doing any metaphors about like the Holocaust.
I don't know if you guys know my opinion on Star. I love them. Obviously, I love Star Wars. I'm a huge fan, but they're not good. Like, I mean,
they're not literature classics, but they're just very well.
For what
they're
amazing.
They're a simple story told well.
Yeah, it's
which actually isn't easy to do either.
No,
people underestimate that.
It's not me putting down the movies. I'm just saying if you look at them as films, they're not great. The acting's weird. It's especially the original, like even the original ones. It's weird. It's weird.
But they're super charming.
But they're charming, and for Star Wars,
and they did
amazing.
a lot that was never really done in that fashion for like an adventure film before.
You can show a child that trilogy, and I don't know if they'll like if you show like a kid 5 or younger, I don't think they'll blink an eye at the fact that was made in the 70s.
You can't really tell.
I mean, like if you're older than 5, you can tell.
Maybe, but I have younger siblings who don't really give a shit about when a movie came out. They just watch movies.
All right. So yeah, maybe. Anyway.
Because the movie's good, it's just good.
I think that I still believe that Rey is a clone. I don't know if I've said this.
Clone of who? Or just a clone?
Of Luke.
Of Luck?
So I don't know if I
okay, so quick question. So I watched some of that Clone Wars TV show.
Uh-huh. It
was okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Isn't the way clones are made, they're based off of one human being, correct?
Those ones are, yeah. They're based off of Jango.
Okay. Yeah. You meet the origin dude. Mm-hmm. But as far as I saw, clones are just they're kind of slight variations of the original, but they're all the same person. That's the idea of it. In any other Star Wars fiction that is canon right now, have they ever introduced the idea of a clone being like that different from the original?
Yeah, see, that's what
I'm asking you, because I don't know.
Nothing.
Because that's why I want to know why you think that.
Okay, yeah. The reason I think that is because of nothing canon related. But okay, so I think this is gonna sound like I'm undermining my theory, but I'm not, because of where I'm getting.
You'll bring it back. Let's see if you bring it back.
Star Wars Battlefront Elite Squadron for the PSP.
No, okay, this is over. That's not canon.
No, I know. I know. Like I said, there's no there's some canon stuff on why I think that. It's very, very loose.
Okay.
But it's not my theory. Like I think I came up with it on my own, but other people have that theory too. Like other people came to the same conclusion as me.
Okay. Explain yourself to the court.
So the Elite Squadron.
Present your case.
An Elite Squadron for the PSP. It's one of my favorite Battlefront games. The story is there's experiments. I haven't played it in a long time. There's experiments with 2 clones. They raise them to be Jedis instead of like troopers or whatever.
It's a novel idea.
And one of them turns into a Sith. And so the idea is you're the good guy and you have to, it's cool. I don't remember it that well, but I remember. But that idea to me of like, oh,
you could clone someone and have them use the Force,
and clone them and then make them, but they end up differently, even though they're clones.
So was the guy that cloned? Was the person that cloned the two people off of? Could that person use the Force?
No.
Interesting.
I don't remember the details.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
because Force is not inherited through people, like not genetically, like family. Like if your mom and pop, one of them can use the Force, that makes you more able to use the Force. Doesn't make you better in it, does it?
No.
Right? That's how it works?
I think passing down the Force is kind of like passing down in Harry Potter.
It's like a metaphorical torch.
Yeah, it's like if you're worthy, yay. If not,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There's an element of randomness to it, I think, but not really.
Yeah.
The
strong of heart or whatever.
Yeah.
The strong of will, excuse me. That's what the Force
friendship
is
not friendship. But yeah.
Well, an extreme lust or will to do something gives you the power of the Force. Mm-hmm. It's like the really basic idea.
Here's the theory of why Rey is
why is Rey good in the Force, Lewis?
Well, okay, so I think it would be very dumb if he is the daughter of Obi-Wan or Luke. Or Luke.
What about Jar Jar Binks?
That'd be great. So it wouldn't make sense with Obi-Wan because we've seen all of his life. Yeah. We've seen him through the Clone Wars. We've seen everything he's done. Pretty much.
Yeah, that exists.
That's important.
It's out there.
Yeah, except for after 3 and before, like between 3 and 4, we haven't seen. But
not much interesting can happen.
It's like 20 years. It's not. It can't be interesting. It's 17 actually. It's 16 or 17. How old is Luke in the first movie? It's like he's like 16 or 17. So 16 or 17 years. I don't think he. Yeah, that didn't. No, that
if there was anything interesting, they'd show it to us in something quick in this movie.
The timeline makes no sense.
Yeah.
For how old Rey is. So, and I don't think she's the daughter of Luke because I think that would also be stupid. It would be interesting.
Okay, explain to me why it would be stupid. I've heard people say that, which I kind of agree, but I haven't actually heard anyone say why.
We already did. Okay, so we had like Anakin, and then we have Luke, and now we have their. You know what I mean? It's like
the family tradition.
Yeah, they already said that that Star Wars 1 through 9 is the story of the Skywalkers, right?
Yes. Okay.
That's all they said though. They haven't. So my theory is that in Episode 5, when Luke gets his hand cut off, he's in Bespin City, Cloud City, or he's on planet of Bespin in Cloud City, and his hand falls, and so does his lightsaber. Now, Maz Kanata in Episode 7 has Luke's lightsaber, Anakin's lightsaber, that same lightsaber.
Yeah, it is the same
only way she would have gotten that if someone picked it up, right?
Yeah.
And
she was a janitor the whole time.
Yeah. No, but it fell all the way to like the planet's surface.
So I said she's a janitor
of the planet.
No, have you seen the robot chicken?
No.
Star Wars thing? Where the bit of it is at the bottom, that's just a guy just cleaning.
Oh.
It's just a janitor.
That's great.
It's just a really long pit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, more of these fucking bodies.
Mm-hmm. So the theory is that, idea is, okay, the lightsaber landed, so did the hand. Yeah. Where it happened to that hand, right? And so someone picked up that hand and did some crazy experiments and made a failed clone. Mm-hmm. And that's what Rey is, I think.
That would tie into Finn's kind of thing, too.
Of being a fail. Well, he's not a clone, though.
Well, no, not the clone part, but just not being what they're kind of born to be.
Yeah.
Which would be really interesting, actually. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm more down with that idea. Actually.
Yeah, it'd
be more thematically interesting.
Yeah, and here's another thing. So on Episode 7,
it'd be like the Adventure of the Misfits.
All of Rey's motivation is, I'm waiting here on this planet to wait for my parents. Yeah. My parents are coming back for me.
That's her basic.
Yeah, right? That's her basic plan. Well, what if she has no parents? She's just a clone.
That's why she was there for so long.
Yeah, and
would make some sense.
Yeah, and so that's my theory. I think it makes sense. It's kind of out there, right?
But you said they did want to be out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of hoops to be made. They want to be out there.
Well, they murdered Han Solo, which I did not see coming.
I didn't see. I mean, I heard before I heard about it.
No, before the movie, I saw it. I was like, why would they do that?
Yeah.
And then watch the movie, I'm like, oh no, this would make more sense why they'd kill him.
Yeah, it makes sense. And
it was still a good moment, but it was not what I was expecting in the first movie.
No, yeah. For them to kill that
it's a little ballsy. It's ballsy.
Totally.
Then he died and went to do Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Which I still need to go see and talk about on this podcast.
You do. I haven't seen the original Blade Runner. I started watching a little bit of it and was like, oh, this is
Which
slow.
Version? Because there's multiple.
I don't know, Harrison Ford?
That's the problem with Blade Runner.
Okay.
There's multiple versions.
Got it.
Yeah. Whatever. But
I'm realizing I haven't really reviewed the trailer that much because it's hard to review it on a podcast.
Yeah.
But we get to see Snoke. My theory still is...
He's a skinny boy.
My theory still is
He looks like the CEOs from Oddworld.
Kind of, yeah.
He has that same like weird bulbish head.
My theory is, and if I'm wrong about this, I will be very upset. Because I know that they said that they want to bring... They're not killing the prequels. They've said the prequels are canon. Yeah. It's important. There are things in it that are going to tie into
Darth Vader's past is in that. They kind of can't. They can't run that back now.
Yeah. So, my theory is, if you guys have you guys heard of the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? So Darth Plagueis, the person who trained Sheev Palpatine.
The worst. I hate they gave him that name.
Yeah, it's his first name.
So silly.
Canon first name. With Darth Plagueis, and he was so powerful that he could bring people back from the dead, but couldn't save himself. The theory is, this is again not my theory. I came to it on my own, but other people came to it themselves. Is that he did save himself, but he let Palpatine do the thing because whatever reason he wanted him to kind of build the foundation, and then he would take over. Mm-hmm. And Palpatine failed, and so he thinks it's his time to come in, but has to do it under a different name because people have a bad taste in their mouth for Siths and Jedis, and so he has to hide by being Grand or whatever Emperor Snoke or whatever his name is. So that's theory. So Snoke is actually this crazy Jedi Sith thing that we've been...
Of legend,
yeah.
Because even now, well, they even talk about it in the movies, which I actually liked, that Jedis, like light and dark and all that, are just stuff of fairy tale. Mm-hmm. It's been so long that people don't believe that stuff anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Which is even in episode 4, that's how it was. Like,
yeah, even Han Solo Force.
Han Solo was talking about like some phony religion or whatever.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, well, remember in the Darth Vader where it's like, you're dumb religion.
Yeah.
And he gets really mad about it.
Yeah, exactly. And we're even we're past that. We're like 11 or what is it?
It's been
again, like 16 years after that, like 6 or whatever. So, I think Snoke is Plagueis. So I think that's how that ties in, which will be interesting. Make the prequels important, but bring in the cool things, not the stupid things. Yeah. And so far... If that theory
like
is true,
Jar Jar.
Yeah, like Jar Jar. Bring in Jar Jar. I think that can happen. I hope they do some Mandalorian related things.
They will never ever do that in the mainstream movies.
I don't know, man. They have
no way in hell.
I've talked about this Maz Kanata's tavern or whatever, cantina, right in the middle.
That is for fans and fans only.
I know, but right in the middle.
Lewis,
right there.
This is like me going, okay, next Guardians 2, Howard the Duck is so going to be there.
Yeah, but
in the collector's room. It's a thing that I wish would be cool because I know the lore. Mm-hmm. It won't be true.
Yeah, I know.
It's too weird and interesting for them to actually do it for the big movie.
Well, honestly, I'm just happy that they named that base in Episode 7 Starkiller Base to
in general
pay homage to the Force Unleashed.
That name is dope. I don't like those games.
The first one's good.
No.
All right.
No.
All right.
I think the idea of Darth Vader having like an apprentice is really stupid.
Oh, I think it's awesome. Whatever.
No, because it is fan fiction, but not in a cool way.
I thought it was cool. Shut up.
KOTOR is fan fiction in an awesome way.
Well, KOTOR is fan fiction that's important.
No, because I was watching a really good interview with Obsidian.
For so many reasons, it's important. It's important for that kind
you don't know why those are so good.
Mass Effect would not exist without KOTOR.
You don't know why those are so important and so well written.
Huh?
I was watching like a tour. I think it was GameSpot or someone who was doing like they're talking to Obsidian, the guys who made it, and they have all the games they've made like in that same building. They have all their old stuff, and in the, like it's a tour of their office, and they go like, okay, here's our bookshelf. It is a bookshelf filled with Star Wars books, and the writers read all of them.
Yeah,
more than once.
Yeah,
to make those games the way they are. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck about those books when they were canon, but that's the reason KOTOR is so awesome.
Yeah,
and that's why those games should have stayed canon because they're too good for this world.
I know. Look,
God damn it!
I know.
Obsidian, let them make it. Let EA let them make a Star Wars game, please.
No, it's Disney. It's Disney. It's not even EA at this point.
Well, EA is the ones who are making Battlefront 2.
Yeah,
and I think they might be the ones making that RPG with Amy Hennig from Naughty Dog, who's writing a new Star Wars game.
Did that get canceled already?
No, at least as far as I'm aware, that's not canceled. Because I was like just showing off a little bit, like this year or last year.
I thought that was canceled.
If it is, that's gonna blow because Amy Hennig is an amazing writer.
I'll talk to Mish. She works for. She does.
Just ask, hey, is the Star Wars game canceled? And then go yes or no. Because if that was canceled publicly, we would have known that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not exactly hidden knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. She's not gonna say. She's not allowed to say. I'm not gonna try to get her in trouble.
Because man, I'd love to play a well-written Star Wars game again.
Mm-hmm.
And Amy Hennig is one of the few people who makes video games not have shitty writing.
You know what? I read the book first, Force Unleashed, before I played the game, and I liked the book more.
That's probably a better way to experience that story.
Yeah. I probably still have that book somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know what. You don't throw away books.
If I have that book, would you read it?
It depends on how long it is.
It's not a short book.
Okay, then no.
It's a real book.
It's
like 300 pages.
No.
Yeah.
No,
right.
Please.
It's a good.
No more Star Killer.
It's a good story. Whatever. Anyways, I'm tired. I didn't really review this trailer very well.
Did you like it, Lewis?
I liked it.
Did you like the ice wolves? What are those and why are they there?
I don't know, but they're rad.
They look like they're from Warcraft.
I'm excited
in a good way.
I'm excited for this new planet that I have a feeling houses kyber crystals, and so we're going to get like 1 million Jedis by the end of this trilogy.
I want them to say it in a movie.
Huh?
I want them to say kyber crystals in a movie at the very least.
Well, they said it in Rogue One.
No, in the main trilogy.
Line, in the main line, yeah.
Because where it matters way more for a character's thematic thing.
For sure.
Because unless you read that piece of concept art,
spoiler,
Lewis, if you didn't read that concept art, which you did, you wouldn't know that thematic part of his design, and that sucks. That's a cool thing.
Yeah,
I didn't know until you told me.
It's a huge problem with this trilogy so far. That
the way information is relayed to people.
Well, you know what? Okay, real quick. I can't even say it's a problem with this trilogy. It's a problem with Star Wars as a thing.
Yes.
It's so big, and
it's
for
so
the
dense.
way the movies are, you just can't put that kind of information in this children's movie.
Arguably, they could just not do the children's shit anymore, considering how many deaths happened in the past two movies.
I mean, they're obviously getting dark. They're going to be putting new stuff. They have the bookshelf, right, that has the symbol of the Jedi Order there, and so we're going to get information from Old Republic stuff. Like I think Old Republic is canon. And so
the MMO is canon.
Well, no, it's not.
Is it? It's not really.
If it's not made by Disney,
that thing still exists. That's weird.
Yeah. I know.
Sure, someone likes that game.
Yeah, I know.
Out there who gives a shit about Star Wars.
So, the older, yeah. The point of I think that they're going to be putting like a new Old Republic, type of thing in there. Possibly, we might not get any information other than Jedi's have existed for a long time. Look, they used to have swords.
Yeah,
that might be the extent of what. Honestly,
they lost to bullets.
Yeah, there used to be bullets and swords,
which is that needs to be the way the trilogy ends. Kylo Ren gets fucking shot with a Glock.
Snoke gets gatted.
Yeah.
There's a drive-by.
No, Mark Hamill just opens the door and it just blasts him away with a shotgun.
Just insert the scene from Pulp Fiction, but instead of
where it's him getting like Pop-Tarts.
Yeah,
he's fucking shot in the toilet.
Snoke's face. Someone make this.
Artists are talented. Someone can make this.
You don't have to be talented to make that garbage.
Shit. When talented artists do shit post, it's way better.
You're right.
It is way funnier.
When there's good lighting,
they paint it and they do good shadow effects.
When there's a good shadow effect in a GIF, I'm always happy.
Yeah. They put like really good blood. It's like so dumb.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Fan artists, I love all of you. You're all good people.
You're all good people. Bye. I love you.
Bye-bye.
Hey, have you seen the trailer for The Woods?
No.
The Sugar Pie 7 movie?
Oh, wait, yeah. We talked about it on the podcast. Yeah.
Did we talk about it on the podcast, though?
Before our podcast started, we talked about it.
October 30th, I believe.
I was like, yeah, that looks cool.
Sugar Pie 7 is coming out with a short film.
I'm going to forget about it until it comes out.
I'm not going to forget. I've watched that trailer a lot.
No, because the way I'm doing it with their channel, it's like, okay, their stuff doesn't come out like that. They don't have like a schedule for when their videos come out.
It's just random.
So it's like, that's how I like to keep all their videos. It's like, this thing showed up. Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Because for me, it's like, they decided to release a little of their lives for me today.
I can't do that with The Woods because it's just like the biggest thing they've ever done. Remember, they want to be filmmakers. Like this is their.
Oh yeah, they want to make movies forever.
Yeah, and this is their
mainly
intro to that. And so people watch that.
The boy who had the muscular boy,
James,
the water warrior.
James.
Yeah, he wants to make movies forever.
Yeah, he wants to be director.
I kind of am sad the water warrior saga.
By the way, I found out Kib makes music.
Yeah,
that's like. Yeah. Real, not jokes. Like I listen to his music on Spotify. He has a really good voice.
Yeah, like you've heard him like sing for gags on the show. And he's a musician. He can play.
Yeah, I didn't know
he can
that.
Sing.
Good job, Cobb.
So can Steven a little bit
when he's not joking. Yeah,
he's like not a great singer, but he's okay.
Yeah,
he'd be a fun karaoke boy to be around.
Yes, he's great at karaoke.
My little chicken boy.
Yeah. All right. Sorry for us jacking off over.
Subscribe for more Minecraft parodies.
Subscribe to MLG Hunt for more Minecraft parodies.